Page 105, Prelude. On page 104, they're introducing you to the chords. We use the primary chords for the key of F major. If you know how they work, you can figure them out on any key. See, for instance, remember C major? You had the 1 chord, and the 4 chord was built on the 4th step here, but and then the 5-7 chord, and G major, same thing. 1 chord, 4 chord, 5-7 chord, well, F major too. So the 1 chord is built on step 1 of the scale, which is F chord. It's a 4 chord in the key of C, but it's a 1 chord in the key of F. But it's always a C chord and it's always an F chord. So it depends on how you call them. You have to be careful. So the 1 chord is also the tonic. Remember the tonic chord or the 1 chord? Okay. Or the F chord. The 4 chord, well, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's here. Just stay within the key signature. It's here, here, here. Every other note within the key signature. So it's a B flat chord, so it's called a B flat because B flat's the bottom note. It's a B flat chord. We put the F on the bottom here, so we go here. So it's a 4 chord, or a B flat chord, or a subdominant. Remember, subdominant is just 1 under dominant. Because the dominant chord is the 5th chord. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that would be the C chord. So that is the dominant chord in the key of F, or the 5 chord in the key of F. And we add the 7th to it, just the B flat. Remember, if we stay within the key signature here. And then we're just putting the E on the bottom. Put the E on the bottom, the C on top. See what we're doing? We're not using the G. You get that? It's the same pattern as the others. I mean, you could go down a half step and use the top 2 in the position, like we did before. These are the primary chords, the 1, the 4, and the 5-7 chord in any key. That's what they are. So we have them here. In the key of F, they got them there. You're going to get them a lot, so you'll get them eventually. You'll have to have them right now, just kind of understand them. In Prelude, we get these. In the first line, if you look at it, it's an F chord, broken or blocked. Second line, you got the B flat chord, the 4 chord. And the third line, you got the 5 chord. Remember the 5 chord, a C7 chord, and the F chord. Okay. I think you've had that last note at the bottom, that high F. I think you've had that before. That they're telling you it's the top line on treble clef is an F. I think we've had, you need to already have known that note though. So let's talk Prelude. Well, I just did. You have broken block chords all over. See, whenever you understand sort of how it's put together, you can sight read it. It gets to the point that easy. However, let's go through our process of learning a new piece of music. It's 4 lines long with a repeat sign, so actually it's 8 lines long. Treble and bass clef, 1 flat in the key signature. It's in the key of F major. You know what to do with the scale. 3/4 time, okay. Quarter notes and dotted half notes, no big deal, I hope. Take both hands together. We're just playing chords here. Broken chord and then block chord. Try and get the notes down at the same time. And you should be able to do this one without looking, because you're going from the second line to the third line. You're here. You move it a little bit, but you should be able to move a little bit without looking. I want to develop the feel of the keyboard so we can do at least one key, move one key without having to look. So here, and you can just do it 1 finger at a time to get you started, and then go. So you're here, so I can just move down if I have to. And then the last line, the left hand crosses over and get the last note. And that's time, okay? Now, when you go from the bottom back up to the top, because it's repeated, you got to go from here to here. That you have to look at the keyboard for, because you're going 2 octaves down. Just may have to practice that, because there's no rest. You just lift up and move. There's other fingerings we can use, but you need the practice in moving anyway, so we'll just stick with this. As far as the articulation goes, they're doing it by phrasing, and in this the way that's printed, each line turns out to be a phrase. So you just lift up the end of the line before you go on, like taking a breath. Dynamics, well, the first line is moderately soft. MP, whatever you think sort of soft is. The second line, you go up to moderately loud, just sort of loud. Third line, go back down to moderately soft. And the last line is soft. So each line is a different dynamic, and this is good. We need to practice the different dynamic levels to get used. Are we heavy or are we light? And then they've added pedal. You don't need pedal on this. We're doing fine, but okay, you want to hear the pedal. Just add the overtones. Gives atmosphere to the piece. I'm going to push the pedal down right after I play the first note, and I'm going to lift the pedal with the hand at the end of the line so I can hear the phrase. So the note goes down first and then the pedal. Lift it with the hand so we hear the phrase. That's the pedaling throughout. Did I talk about speed? I don't remember. Speed in the middle, not fast or slow. It's the feel of it, not the speed of the beat. What does it feel like? Well, to me, I'm going to speed it up a little bit because I don't want the dotted half notes to last too long. So I got to speed up the quarter notes a little bit. As far as interpreting it goes, feel it, see if you can get into these sounds that you're making, and on the second time you're playing it, if you want to retard at the end, I think that's fine. Use the last line second time. I think that's fine. It adds a little personal touch to it. Well, I don't recommend retarding the first time because the piece isn't over yet. I'm only retarding at the end because the piece is finishing out. Let's play it together slowly and double check all the notes and all. I'm not going to do any dynamics. I'm going to play it all about the same, but I will do the pedaling. And we will do the repeat, so I'll give us 3 counts. 1, ready, go. 2, 3, 2, 3. 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, tie, 2, repeat. 3, 2, 3. 2, 3, 2, 3. 2, 3, 2, 3. 3, tie, 2, 3, off.